This is a mushroom kit from Mushroom Box. They come in these adorable little boxes which have got all these pictures of happy mushrooms on them, which I just absolutely adore. So this is the shiitake one. Now the shiitakes are notorious for being much harder to grow and they take a lot longer. So far I've had a huge amount of success with growing the blue-grey oyster mushroom growing kit from Mushroom Box. I haven't done shiitakes before, so this is going to be interesting to see how to grow these. I'm going to open up the box and we'll have a look at what's inside. The contents, we've got a box liner, gas exchange, mycology grow bag containing substrate. What I'm guessing is going to be the substrate churned up so it's like much finer powder. There was one other thing in the box which is currently in my fridge, so I'm just going to grab that now and we can have a look at it. So this is the magic ingredient, the shiitake mushroom spawn. I haven't read through all of the instructions yet, but I don't imagine we're going to put this straight into the substrate. So I'm going to put it back in the fridge where it can stay nice and cool until we need it. One of the great things that Mushroom Box offers is if you decided to buy this as a gift for somebody, you can choose the option that comes with a registration card, and what happens is when the person receives the box, the card inside, which they then just send off whenever they're ready to start growing the mushrooms, and it means that they're going to get the freshest spawn that they need. I, however, opted for the option to get the fresh spawn included with the box because I wanted to start growing straight away. Other things that we'll need, a kettle, which we have over there, a clothes peg or some sticky tape, and a plant sprayer. I have a plant sprayer which I bought for doing my blue-grey oyster mushrooms. This is the guy that I use. It's a 2-litre pressure sprayer and it's perfect for this job. If you don't have one, don't worry too much. Just make sure that if you do reuse a bottle from something else, make sure it's not had any chemicals in it, like anything used in the garden for killing pests or anything like that, because that will be really bad for the mushrooms. They then have their viability guarantee system. In the crux of it, it sort of explains why Mushroom Box mushrooms work really well and you may not have had success in the past with other things. Don't start the process until you have your spawn. I'm going to need 3 litres of boiling water. So I'm going to get the water boiling and I'm also going to have a look for another peg. I will be using this one. Very carefully going to cut this. A little bit of sellotape here. Go. Pop that in the sink. It's exciting. Get this first 1.5 litres in here. Next 1.5 litres on to boil. I love miso soup. Could drink it all day. What else am I supposed to do whilst I'm waiting for the kettle to boil? That's the kettle boiling for the second time, so let's get it in. So I'm not finding that it's going evenly into the bag, so I'm just very gently trying to shoo the water around a little bit so that it evenly spaces. I'll leave that for 8 hours now and I'll come back later tonight to do the next stage. So I will see you then. Okay, so I'm now going to drain the substrate for the shiitake mushrooms. This is what it now looks like. I don't think it looks very attractive, but apparently it's what shiitake mushrooms like, so we'll go with it. So what I need to do is to try and drain off as much of the water as possible without losing any of the substrate. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so next up what I want to do is to add my grain spawn to the substrate. But you want to try and get it mixed as evenly and all the way to the bottom. And the reason you want to do this is the more evenly you can get it mixed up, the faster it's going to grow. So I've got my substrate, I've got my spawn. Let's get these mixed. So I'm going to add the grain spawn now. Nice clean hands, going to add this into the substrate. Now I'm going to mix it up as best I can and try and get as much of the grain spawn to the bottom as possible. Okay, so now I'm going to fold over the top of the bag twice and use some clothes pegs to pin it closed. So we've got the substrate all nicely mixed in. It says to leave some air in the top of the bag, and this is where the white gas exchange filters are located. And now what we need to do is place the substrate back into the box in an upright position with the flaps of the box open and placed somewhere warm, ideally between 18 to 25 degrees for at least 45 days to allow the mycelium to go through the substrate. And very important to note is that you don't need to water the mushrooms through this phase, so you can just leave them, no care or anything needed. So let's do that. So I'm going to go and pop this away somewhere. I will reopen the box when I put it away, but I'll put it somewhere nice and safe where it won't be disturbed and leave it there for 45 days. I'll also set a timer reminder on my phone to do regular wee updates and have a look at it and see how the mycelium's getting on. So yeah, there we go. That's the setting up stage of growing shiitake mushrooms from Mushroom Box TM.